Join in.
Erev Tov, good evening, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's turn in our prayer books to page 344. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Let's sing unto God a new song.
Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash.
We can turn in our prayer books to pages 2 and 3, and I invite you to rise for the blessing of our Sabbath lights. And we'll be led in that blessing by Sarah Kittinger, our board member, who's doing everything tonight.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We can be seated and we'll continue on page 20 as we welcome the Sabbath bride with the singing of Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, remembering to rise to greet the Sabbath bride on the last verse. Page 20.
Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Shamua v'zachol b'dibur achad Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem ultiferet v'litila Lecha dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor ha-beracha Me'rosh mikedem nesucha Sov ma'aseh b'machshava techila Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri, toreri Ki va'orech kumi Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla.
Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi Likrat kala Pnei Shabbat
nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha uv'tzola Toch emunei Am segula Boi chala
Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. And on page 22, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, let's join in song, a song for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat Tov lehodol Adonai Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat Tov lehodol להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך באמונתך בלילות צדיק כתמה יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בשיבה דשנים ורענים יהיו לחגי כי אשור אדוני צורי ולא הבלעת בו מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני.
Let's read together at the bottom of page 27. Bottom of 27. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Chatzi Kaddish is on the facing page.
יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו
Amen. יהי שמיה במברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשם בריחו לעילה מן כה בחתל ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן מעלמה ואמרו Amen.
Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach
Together on 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv haravim b'chochma poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umesader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or Uma'avir yom umevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uvein layla. Adonai tzavaot shemo, el chai v'kayam tamid imloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Top of 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Avayed. Let's be seated and we'll continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'adecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, Vitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Together on 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Michoel כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זלי, אנו בים מרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פררנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גוי ישראל.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ushmor tzidkenu uvoenu. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ushmor tzidkenu uvoenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'o Yerushalayim. Amen.
Top of 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם b'etaret u'bayom ashivi Shabbat vayinafash.
Spiritually or physically, we rise for the Amidah. Adonai Sfataya on 46, Avot v'Imahot on 48.
Adonai Sivatai Tivtach U'afi Agidahilatecha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot U'Mevii Geula Libnei V'neihem Leman Shemo V'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh Ako Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Atah Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh Ako Berachamim Rabim Samech Noflim V'Rofech Olim U'Martir Asurim U'Mekayem Emunato B'Shenei Yafa Michamocha Ba'Gevurot U'Midam Eloch Melech Emit U'Machayeh U'Masriach Yeshua V'Ne'eman Natan HaChayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh Shimcha Kadosh U'Kdoshim B'Kol Yom Yahlelucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Bottom of page 55. Let's read responsively. Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans.
Shock us, Adonai. Deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred.
Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears.
Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality.
Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shotcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Top of 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. 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 B'tov beinecha livarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We take time in our service to think of those who are in need of healing, the healing of body, the healing of spirit. If you are thinking of one or more than one who's in need of healing and wish to share their names out loud, I invite you to do so as my eyes scan around the room. For all those we mention out loud, for all those we mention in our hearts, together we pray for healing. Mishaberach can be found on page 253, page 253 in the middle of the page.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor Abracha Li'imotenu מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Oh, say shalom b'rama. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה לה יא לה 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 יללה, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
Let's rise now together for Kiddush and welcome the young people who want to come up onto the bima. How are we defining young people lest we be declared ageist here? Those who are under bar or bat mitzvah age to join us up on the bima. She wants Bubby to come with her. No.
Tough love.
That is a smart kid. Sarah Kurtinger, who I told you she was doing everything, she'll be leading us in the English of the blessing.
Let us praise God with the symbol of joy and give thanks for the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for home and love and friendship, for the discipline of our trials and temptations, for the happiness that has come to us out of our labors. You have ennobled us, O God, by the blessings of work, and in love have sanctified us by Sabbath rest and worship as ordained in the Torah. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath, to be hallowed unto the Eternal, your God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei bria gafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvoto v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon minchilanu, zikaron b'maaseh bereishit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher yitziat Mitzrayim,
Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai
Shema.
Mika'idish HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Let's stretch our hands out over our children as if to bless them, because that is what we're going to do. And let us say over them, may God bless you
May God bless you
and protect you.
and protect you.
May God's light
May God's light
shine in you
shine in you
and inspire you.
and inspire you.
May God's countenance
May God's countenance
ever be turned toward you
ever be turned towards you
and bless you
and bless you
with shalom,
with shalom,
with peace.
with peace.
Amen.
Amen.
You can give your cups back to Mrs. Kittinger. But she's not even bringing the tray. That's how good she is at this. So there. And as soon as our kids make it off the bima, we can remain standing for our Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our service for the reading of Torah.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam olam olim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam olam olim. Al Torah v'al avodah v'al gemilut chasadim. Al Torah v'al avodah v'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam olam. Oh, you can just play it. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So this week's Torah portion is Bahar, which refers to the longer Bahar Sinai on Mount Sinai. And it gives us a text that God says to Moses on Mount Sinai. And since it's on Mount Sinai and not just in the tent of meeting, and it tells us that, what God is telling Moses and what we're reading in the Torah must be important. And what does God tell Moses to tell us? That we should have, that the land every 7 years should have a Shabbat. Years ago, I was studying this text with a young woman who was preparing to become bat mitzvah, and we got stuck on the question, why does the land have Shabbat? And in our conversations, we couldn't decide. This young woman was torn between, well, maybe it means that Shabbat is so important that even the land gets to have Shabbat. Or, on the other hand, maybe the land is so important that even the land gets to rest on Shabbat. And we concluded that both are true. And that's really the beauty of Judaism, that we're able to hold different ideas in tension with each other and hold both of them as equally true. And in this case, that Shabbat is that important, that even the land gets to rest. So how much more so should we give ourselves the opportunity to rest regularly, to take time for ourselves, yes, to come to worship, as you have all done this evening, but also to take time to step away in general from the rest of our lives, from the busyness of our day-to-day, and to really spend intentional time resting. And to use that time as a reminder that, yes, the land is also so important that it gets to rest too, and that we shouldn't take advantage of it, and we shouldn't abuse it, and we should protect the land just as it protects us in so many ways, and that we should care for the earth and for all of God's creation that we have been given. That is my blessing for you, that we all find time to rest and get inspired by that rest to do more. The Torah reading can be found on page 850, page 850, in the large blue volume that says Torah on it. And I'd like to call for the Aliyah on this Memorial Day weekend. Anyone who is remembering someone who fought for their country in the armed forces, in any branch, anyone who is remembering someone, I invite you to come forward for the Aliyah. All right, thank you, Sarah. All the things. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Amen. V'daber Adonai al Moshe b'Har Sinai lemor, daber el b'nei Yisrael v'amarta alehem, ki tavo'u el ha'aretz, asher ani noten lachem, v'shavta ha'aretz Shabbat l'Adonai. Shesh shanim tizra sadecha, v'shesh shanim tizmor karmecha, v'asafta et tivuata. Uvashana hashvi'it, Shabbat Shabbaton yehiyeh la'aretz, Shabbat l'Adonai, Sadcha lo tizra, v'charmecha lo tizmor, et tzvicha katzircha lo tiktor, ve'et invei nizircha lo tivtor, Shnat Shabbaton yehiyeh la'aretz. V'haita Shabbat ha'aretz lachem le'ochla, lecha ule'avdecha ule'amitecha, ule'sichircha ule'toshvecha, hagarim imach, ul'behematcha ul'chaya, asher ba'artecha, tehiyeh chol tevuata le'echol. And God spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you enter the land that I'm giving you, the land shall have a Shabbat to God. 6 years you shall harvest the field and prune the vineyards and collect the harvest." Did I get all those words correct? Yes. Okay, good. And on the 7th year is a Shabbat of Shabbats. It shall be for the land, a Sabbath to the eternal. Your field you shall not sow, and your vineyards you shall not prune, and you shall not reap the aftergrowth of your fields, and the unpicked grapes you shall not gather. It shall be a year of rest to the eternal for the land. And the land shall be, during the Sabbath, shall give you food to eat for you and your servants and your female servants and your hired workers and your bonded laborers who dwell with you, who live with you. And the animals and the beasts that are on the land, all shall be able to eat of what is left over for food.
Not to bore you, I know I've spoken on this subject before, but I think it is worth bringing up again. You know how well I enjoy my experience, and maybe I'm bringing this up again because I'm kind of surprised by it, how well I enjoy my experience at Rotary. Like, really? But really, I appreciate being a part of a club devoted to service, right? We're not just hanging out, we are devoted to service within the city. I appreciate the opportunity for weekly fellowship with this group of people, these people who are committed to the city of Wilmington, even though we come from very different walks of life and very different professions, and often have radically different political and cultural assumptions and expectations. I truly enjoy the fact that on my Thursday afternoon, I get to go and be with people, and other than the synagogue, it is probably one of the few places where you can go and be with people who are radically different from you, but you're all sharing in the same experience. But there's one thing that always bothers me. I dread the introduction of new members. I hate it. Now, this would seem counterintuitive. I've been a member for 3 years? You would think, I was just introduced myself a little while ago, you would think I would be into that sort of thing, and, like most membership organizations, it's kind of hard to sustain unless people join. That's a thing. And I will be honest, it's not the new members I don't like. I love being able to welcome the new members into the work we're doing. I have a problem with the way they get introduced. Because here's what happens. The sponsor, you have to be sponsored by someone, gets up to introduce the person, and instead of just reading their biography and saying something nice, and just welcoming the person into this group of what is for them at that point strangers, they get up and they botch it every single time. I have heard, as recently as this past week, really, truly inappropriate jokes that put the new member on the spot. I've heard one person in particular who kept repeating over and over again as they were welcoming this new person, while not a native Wilmingtonian, right? Because that's the most inclusive thing you can possibly say in that moment, right? It's basically the most cringeworthy couple of minutes in any given week. Like, can you imagine on Friday night we bring the new members up, and instead of saying, we're so glad that Mr. and Mrs. Ginowitz and their kids have joined the synagogue, we make some kind of terrible joke about the dress that they're wearing, or the work that they do, or something like that from the bima, right? They'd run away. And part of the reason I really hate it, since we're talking about this, is because it is the opposite of what we normally do. As I said before, this feels like one of the few venues left in today's America where people who are different experiences, different walks of life, different politics, different faiths, can come together and speak peaceably with one another. It's as if the lessons we've learned about having kind and thoughtful conversations go out the window the minute a person gets a microphone in front of them to welcome a new member. And the worst part about it is, I know these people. These people who are doing the introducing, there we go. They don't mean to speak ill. They don't mean to embarrass anyone or to make anybody feel uncomfortable. They just don't understand how much damage their words do. They just don't get it. And if we're being honest with ourselves in this moment, do any of us get it? Honestly, how often do we find ourselves profoundly offended by the words of another, perhaps somebody we know pretty well, and when we confront them, they don't even remember saying the words that are tormenting us? Or, how often have we said something innocently, only to find out that we have done real harm? I can tell you, it happened to me just this past week, where I said something that in my mind was innocuous, but inadvertently made someone feel publicly called out, which is not a thing that I do. I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that this person called me on the phone the next day and asked me about it, so we could have a conversation and straighten it out. But seriously, if she hadn't called me, can you imagine if she went through the rest of the week or the rest of the month wondering if I had intentionally made her miserable? And I can't tell you how badly I felt in that moment, thinking that my words were just something I shared in the context of teaching. There's also the positive version of this. I've had the experience of former students who tell me how something I said 15 years ago when they were 13 or 16 has impacted them so profoundly, and that they've took those words to heart and they've carried them around with them as a guiding star their entire young lives. And I have no idea what they're talking about. None. That's nicer, but again, all of this is to say that our words matter, and how we use them can have lasting impact, positive and negative. The text of our Torah is explicit that we must watch how we speak to one another. In verse 17 of chapter 25, so a little further down from what Rabbi Capel read, we would read, "V'lo ton'u ish et amito, ve'yareta me'elohecha ki ani Adonai Elohechem," which translates into, "Do not wrong one another, but fear your God. I, the Eternal, am your God." And the rabbis debate, what does it really mean to wrong one another? Is it about commerce, which is the context of the discussion, especially following the sabbatical year? Is this just, to quote Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, be excellent to one another? After all, on face value, it's a pretty bland commandment. We should just be nice? And isn't it good to be nice? Is that all there is to it? Well, you can guess. The answer is no. That's not all there is to it. Our old friend Rashi, that medieval Frenchman, tells us that this mitzvah is a warning against vexing people with our words by annoying them or giving them unfit advice. And if you can think that you can get away with it, because who can tell your intention after all? Maybe you meant to give good advice. We are taught that this sentence ends with a reminder to fear Adonai, our God, which is to say we might be able to disguise our intentions from each other, but God knows our intentions, our real intentions when we talk to one another, even before we open our mouths. Sforno, writing a few centuries later, adds to this, insisting that you may not even use your words to misrepresent and therefore treat another person unfairly. And we might think, reading this text, that this only applies between or among Jews. It does say, if you look at the literal translation, do not wrong your fellow citizen, amitecha. But then the Ramchal reminds us of the Talmud, which teaches us that to deceive a non-Jew is forbidden. Which is all a very long way around of saying the words we say have power. The words we say have meaning. Perhaps there was a time when we could pretend that our words were meaningless or didn't do any real or lasting damage. But as we have been reminded so frequently of late, the power of our words do real harm. The words that whip up the mob, or even just the single individual to take violent action against minorities. The words that drive out the marginalized or the vulnerable and cause them to fear for their safety, or even worse, cause them to do violence to their own selves. And we should be asking ourselves the question, how are we using our words? How do we speak to one another in our day-to-day interactions? And I would ask, as we ask this question, to look inward. I find too frequently that when this question comes up, when the topic of our speech comes up, that we're very quick to look outward, not inward. We're very quick to point the finger, to say, those people need to be more careful in how they speak. Those people? Excuse me? There may be truth to that, but if we only feel the sting of other people's words directed at ourselves, but don't evaluate the potential hurt that our own words may cause others, well, needless to say, perhaps we should do some self-work before we so helpfully assist other people, those people, with their problems of appropriate speech. The Talmud in this discussion shares a story. Once a wealthy man, a scholar, sent his servant to the marketplace. Go and buy me something good from the market. He went and brought back tongue. Must have been from the old country. Curious about his purchase, the scholar decided to have some fun with the servant and sent him back out. Now go and buy me something bad. The servant brought back tongue. The scholar completely lost it. What is this, he said. When I told you to buy me something good, you bought me tongue. When I told you to buy me something bad, you bought me the same thing. The servant replied, that's because good and bad both come from it. When it's good, there's nothing better. When it's bad, there's nothing worse. I think we can understand that the servant in our story wasn't talking about the quality of the meat when he said this, but rather that which the tongue itself produces, the speech that we provide, that we put forth into the world. There is nothing better and nothing worse than our speech. Therefore, may we take these words to heart, and as we open our lips to speak, may we remember the words of the psalm, the words that we use to anticipate the Amidah, that we may open our lips, and in doing so, our mouths declare only God's glory. May this be so, as we say, Amen. You can find Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 282. Let's all rise. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, Latet Gedula Liotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kagoye Aratzot, Velo Samanu Kamishpechot Adama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Lefnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 287. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom ahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad. On page 293. Page 293, I ask that we read responsively. Yizkor, we remember. Remember our people who suffered and died so that we could be free and secure. May their memory be more than a distant shadow.
For their dreams left unfulfilled and lives taken too soon, we remember.
Remember our brothers and sisters whose sacrifice kept the dream of democracy and justice alive. May their courage be our inspiration and strength.
For life cut short and vision unrealized, we remember.
Remember the fallen of armed services, the victims of terror and tragedy. May the darkness of their loss not obscure the light of peace. They were in love with our land and in love with life.
For the agony, the tears, the mothers and the fathers, for the children who were, and for the children yet to be, we remember.
If you're in the first 30 days of your mourning, the period of Shaloshim, I invite you to rise. And if you're in the first year of your mourning, I invite you to rise. If on this Shabbat you observe a yard site, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, I invite you to rise. And on this Memorial Day weekend, remembering all those who served their country and gave the ultimate sacrifice, I invite all of us to rise as we join together in Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom arab amin shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Among those who died serving their country, we remember those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Andrew Miller, Rose Regera Simon, Gerald Aronson, David Berlowitz, Herman Bernhardt, Fanny Dickinson, Marjorie Epstein, Joan Greenberg, Robert Grohl, Harry Kaiser, Samuel Clayman, Louise Kirsch, Mildred Colton Marshall, Sarah Pindus, Ruth Schur, Anna Schur, Sadie Tannenbaum. Now I would ask if you have a name to add, feel free to do so as I scan around the room. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. As we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Tomorrow morning, Torah study and service in the round led by Cantor Flynn, which should be wonderful. Hopefully you all got a gold Sabbath lights on your way in, because we have still many things going on. Our counting of the Omer class continues. Shavuot is coming up. Confirmation is coming up. The annual meeting is coming up. All kinds of neat, fun things. Our Pride Shabbat is coming up. Our opportunity to dedicate these things is coming up. So hope you will join us for any and all of those, because we're just going to keep doing things as long as we're here, because we've got things to do. We're going to conclude our service as we began, joining together in song on page 377, the first two verses of the song you will find there. On this Memorial Day, we remind ourselves of our dedication to this place. Let's all rise.
Spacious skies,
For amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed God's grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet, whose stern impassioned stress a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw.
confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
Let's join together in Oneg, and then join together in Hamotzi, and then join each other in Oneg Shabbat.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.